The real Kyper and Bourne show. It's the Leaf edition hour of our program. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy. Waking you up, Sammy. I'm waking you up. We got to go hard here.
Slept right through it.
Sammy McKee, Derek Brandeo, Jake the Snake Schultz. We are live on Sportsnet 360, Sportsnet 590, The Fan in Toronto, and streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. Always available on a download, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. As we wrapped up our Leaf Hour Edition show yesterday, you, Sammy, said a nice win in Boston could stave off the Wolves.
Did I say that?
You did, my friend. You did.
Is my mic working? Yeah, it is. Okay.
And on Leaf Talk last night, I clipped something out of you and JD Bunkus here. Let's have a listen.
What is it? Wolf. Oh, it's a wolf. Oh, I thought it was a motorcycle. I was like, we got a Harley?
That's a pretty...
Sammy?
What? Oh, yeah. Mr. Nice Guy over here. Never been mean to the Leafs. Like, what are we talking about here?
They didn't stave off the Wolves. They didn't stave off the Wolves.
No. Yeah, they put a big fan on after the game. What do you expect me to be like, wow, great effort. Awesome game again. What do you want from me?
I just thought that we'd tie in your Wolves comments.
I don't think I said Wolves, did I?
Stave off the Wolves.
I don't remember saying that. Anyways, we say a lot of things here. I don't remember anything I say.
It's going to steal my will to live.
Listen, they have employed a psychotic fan to go on the air moments after multiple horrible games. And you get what you expect.
What about not just Steve Dangle? You guys go on air too.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah.
It's not easy.
No.
It's not easy.
I mean, is this a trial here? Like,
no.
I've been at least talking for 3 years. I said a lot of bad things.
No, it's not just you. It's us as well. We talked about how a big game could turn things around for them in Boston, an environment that has not been kind to them. And it didn't get the job done, right? And my whole point is there are Wolves out there right now.
And you're not one of them?
I'm probably...
Like, are you going to zag and say it was a good game?
Not.
Like, what's
I'm
going
not.
on here?
There's no comparison. There's nothing. All I'm saying is today that the Wolves are out there on this hockey club.
Yeah, listen, you can't walk down the street. If people know what you do, for yourself, myself, probably you, Sam, as well.
Yeah.
It's a tough one right now for this fan base, for this organization. There's been this window of slow starts or okay, and then there's the let them get to know each other, to get the chemistry going. Are we still in that window? Are we out of that window?
I don't know.
Can't do it.
Don't say I don't know. We've got an hour here.
If you're talking about there's window talk, the window is slamming shut if we're talking about any windows here, but I don't know. Like, they're really hard to watch. They're really hard to talk about. They're just it's a really painful experience as a Toronto Maple Leafs fan right now. It just is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, the whole give them time. They're going to need 20 games to sort it all out. We thought that along the way within those games, there would be some answers revealed.
Yeah.
There haven't been many. The answers that have been revealed have been really concerning about the goaltending, about Austin Matthews, about the defensive play in general. So, yeah, we're getting close to some of the early stuff. It's like, okay, what can they be? What will they be? Yeah. And right now, I think it's a little concerning that it's like, oh, might they be the 19th best team in the league and not the 9th or whatever we thought they were going into the year? Because it's ugly, man. I just can't remember them ever looking this bad in their defensive structure.
And, when I said that they were back, I was, of course, referring to the first year out of the lockout when they were no good, they were overpriced, they were overhyped. That's what I meant what they were back to. Not to being good. That's what I was referring to when I said they were back.
Want to go to Craig Berube, his thoughts, and then we'll get into ours and where the concerns lie.
Okay, sounds good.
Craig Berube on last night's hockey game.
They're in there.
Clip one.
There's still things we can clean up. We took 3 penalties. First period, got behind the 8 ball. I thought the second and third, we competed hard and battled hard. Stuck up for each other. Did a lot of good things. We needed some kills tonight. We didn't get them.
Okay, so there's some greater. The penalty stuff was very real. There's some greater questions about, like, does this team have enough talent to be good, to contend, whatever. But I want to talk just a little bit about what we talked about before we went off air yesterday was the Zadorov hurt Scott Laughton coming down to crush him on the wall. What do you expect to happen tonight? We talked about, could it be a fight? Could it be a cross-check to the teeth? Could it be a suspension? Like, on this show, we expected there to be some attention paid to Zadorov off the last one. 3 minutes into the game, he absolutely buried Nick Robertson. Borderline, maybe he's just bigger than Robertson, fine, but it's in the same spot, whatever. And that's not even the hit I'm talking about.
Yes, it was.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, that's a different hit. In my article is a gif of a different hit than this one, where
That was Nick Robertson there.
that was Nick Robertson. I know.
Yeah.
That's the second time. That happens with 5 minutes left in the first. I'm talking 3 minutes
Opposite side
into
of the ice.
Yeah.
It happened to Robertson.
Fair enough.
Benoit sees Robertson gets buried
Yeah.
and skates by and goes for a change. And it was like, not only are we not mad about last game, we're not mad about tonight. And does it matter? Does it affect the outcome of the games? I don't know.
Of course it did.
Okay.
Because that's the same guy that took out your captain.
Because you said if nothing happens, he has a credit card to go do whatever he wants to whomever he wants.
It's a green
not
light.
that hard. It's not that hard. How come they don't understand that? I know the game's changed over the years, but it hasn't changed that much
Right.
that you still understand human behavior. Give a child an inch and he takes a yard. Give him a yard, he'll take a mile. It's like it's human behavior.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants to stand up to this guy at the beginning. He will go run around until he hurts someone else.
Soft.
No, you're not wrong.
And that's exactly how it played out.
Yeah.
And we're average guys. We're not geniuses. How come they can't figure it out?
I mean, it's a strange thing. I don't know. But
And then Matthews has to go back in there and just double up on a message to him. He's the one that has his ass fed into the boards, and not one other guy can
he
go.
chased Zadorov.
One other guy can't go and talk to Zadorov. It has to be Matthews.
Yeah. And then 10 minutes later, Max Domi had been sitting on the bench watching all this, being like, oh, that's a bad look on all of us. Someone should do something. And he takes what I know a lot of people, Sam, yourself included, are happy that someone did something, but it is a 4-3 game with 5 minutes left or whatever.
It's
6 minutes left.
It's not the time. And I don't
There's
mind
12
it
minutes
either. But like this is 12 minutes left in the game and you're down a goal. It's like it's too late.
And then Boston scores
Max,
to make
you
it 5-3.
and your teammates, it's just way too late for this.
That was, by the way, correctly called by the referees. I saw some pushback being like,
I don't
Zadorov,
know. Yeah.
I mean,
It's
Zadorov
just-
did literally nothing here.
It's just like, where is that look and where is that in the first 10 minutes of the hockey game? If Max would have done this and taken an extra 10 minutes into the game at 0-0, then you go, let's kill it off for Max. But we just sent him a message, and Max is just the start. If I'm McMahon, I got to go and bump him. I got to go tell him the same thing. It's not a fight. It's not a stick to the teeth. It's whatever you think you need to do or say to Zadorov to say, not on my watch tonight.
Yeah.
And that's how you rally some momentum, and that's how you make your teammates feel better about one another. Not 10 minutes left in the third period when you've been chasing the scoreboard all night. And now, miraculously, you're within one goal, one shot of tying it up when you've been fed your lunch for the majority of the game. You can't go take a penalty there.
Yeah. No, I know. And Sammy, I think you probably felt the emotional, okay, glad that something happened.
The one that drove me crazy, and I mean, we can show the hit by Robertson again, the one that Jake had shown earlier. That play ends up going offside, and the whistle blows, and that's Robertson got plastered by him. Great hit, right? But that's a guy. I'm sorry, but Nyes, you're not going to go over there and just maybe grab onto him and make it look like you're upset about your teammate just getting plastered. He looks at him. It's Oliver Ekman-Larsson, oldest guy in the team.
It's
going
always
in there
Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
But it's why is it always him?
I know.
Nyes, you're 6'3". You don't have to drop the gloves with the guy. Just make it look like you're upset that he buried another one of your teammates into the boards. And people may listen to this and be like, oh, they still didn't score enough or the defensive worries or whatever. It just tells me they're not connected, that they're not on the same page. That's what it tells me. And that's been one of the biggest issues that they've had the whole year.
Let's go to Craig Berube on a Domi penalty, clip 7, please, Derek.
I don't know why he called it. I don't know why he gave Domi the roughing on it, to be honest with you, because I was watching the referee. He didn't have his hand up or nothing, his arm up, I mean. So I thought it was just going to be, 5 each for fighting. But he thought that he did a little more than the other guy.
Yeah.
This is a penalty. The refs nailed it.
He did a little bit more.
He did all of it.
Yeah, okay.
He did
All right,
everything.
okay.
What did Zadorov do? I don't want to come on Toronto Sports Radio and defend Zadorov, but
It's right now, it's so bad on this club. I'll take that emotion. Obviously, I didn't like the penalty he took, but God, at least, why is it always just Max? At some point, even if his timing's not right, why is it just him?
It's
at
not
the end
just
of the
him,
day?
though. I got to give credit to Bobby McMahon here, who's been in the middle of the fight here for the 3 straight games, where he's actually fought a couple games. He was in another scrum last night. He seems to be running around a little bit. I'll give credit to him, too. He's not trying. He's trying to mix it up a little bit.
All right.
But where's Joshua?
Where's
Waugh?
it's funny
Where's
that they
Carlo?
are
Where
the
are
biggest
these
guys in the league, and they're Philippe Myers not going to do it. Which, by the way, probably a big guy. It'd be great if he might try. Benoit, Carlo, Joshua, as you mentioned, Waugh. These are huge people.
The one that bothered me the most, I don't know if you saw Nick Waugh take a cross check. I think it was from Charlie McAvoy.
Yeah, I know the one.
He was down, and he just cross checked him, and then there was a scrum, and then Nick Waugh gets up and just stands there beside him like nothing happened. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. A guy gets a lick on me like that, all bets are off, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll take 5 games.
Yeah.
I'll take 5 game suspension. I'm sorry, but you just can't take that abuse and just stand there beside him like as if nothing happened.
Like
Charlie McAvoy.
You know what's funny is this isn't why the Leafs are bad right now. If you look at they're in their own end. They can't make a breakout. They can't make a pass. They can't defend a lick. These are more important things. However, early in the year, team building, showing what you're going to be about, what you stand for with other teams in the league, it's statement time of year.
I think it's all linked to that.
And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
It's all linked to that. You would be better defensively if you had more pride in not looking like a sap. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you would be better at everything. Your attention to detail. It's your pride.
In yourself.
Okay?
You can't treat me like that in front of 20,000 people.
If you let people treat you like that and you don't have the pride to stand up, then you don't have the pride to play defense. You don't have the pride to do anything moving forward collectively as a hockey club. I'm sorry, but it starts with that stuff. And this stuff was supposed to be cleaned up. And
it got bigger.
It's as bad as it's been for how many years now?
Yeah.
This is 101. This was supposed to get cleaned up.
It's not.
That's the scariest part about it is that the pivot this offseason was, partly brought on because they had to, move on from Marner. But they brought in these guys because, they're playoff kind of guys who are going to go through the Florida Panthers and, they're going to be able to compete with the bigger teams in the league.
We need a little bit more snot to our game.
Exactly. And it's not like they guess what? They are not they do not have a cold. Their nose is clean.
Yeah.
No snot. Like there's just, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Hard to explain.
I would be fine. So Jeff Vayette had a Twitter thread yesterday about sort of these.
That's the cross check right there. For those of you that are watching.
Great job by Jake Schultz here pulling this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know not great radio to rewatch the clip, but
it's a greasy
down there.
by Blay.
Yeah, well, at least he's involved.
Yeah, me too.
But like at this point now, like if you're Sammy, you got to go the extra mile here. You can't just go in there and then in a scrum, you got to back it up.
Yeah.
You want to try to take someone's knee out, that's fine, but you got to back it up. You got to go in all the way here. Yeah. And if that means dropping your gloves and going after somebody, so be it.
Yeah. I got derailed on a point that I was just making about how no, you didn't do it. That, I would be fine with them saying we're getting away from skill in favor of toughness if they got tougher. But they got away from skill and they haven't got tougher. They got bigger.
Yeah.
But they're no more willing or interested when they got Michael Pezzetta in the offseason, I was like, this guy will fight anyone at any time. And he can't dress for the Marlies this year.
He's been in and out of the lineup down there, so.
Which I can't say I've seen him play, so I can't speak to what's going on there. But they signed him to a 2-year NHL, like a one-way NHL contract.
Yeah.
So they focused on the positives. I get it. It's better than just laying out your frustration again publicly. Yeah. And they talked about towards the end of the game, they liked actually the way they kind of stood up for each other. They mentioned that publicly. But the biggest disappointment for me is how come you can't start the game the way you finished it? Mm-hmm. Why? Like it's too late.
We've been talking about this for
everything
our
here.
Whole show's time. They always turn it on when they go down. I know it's score effects. I know a lot of teams that happens, but it's been a calling card of this Maple Leafs era. Like they did play well for stretches of this game after they went down 4-1.
But that first period, to your point, is like,
sleepy.
God, were they bad?
Sleepy.
The first shift, it was Matthews' line. The first shift, they're spinning their wheels in their own zone. He'll never score 50 goals ever again if you're playing in your own zone like he has been for quite a while now.
I mean, and it's that whole period, Kip. Like, what do they have? 3 shots in the period going, with 5 minutes left? I don't know what it finished up. I just remember seeing it at that point and being like, God, they just cannot get pucks on net. They can't get pucks, period. So, maybe Boston's playing great right now. Maybe they came out hot. Maybe blah, blah, blah. But it's like, the texts are coming in during that first period. Like, this was their desperation game. Right when you think it's embarrassing, they show you that, oh, okay, they still got it.
You've mentioned this to me, I don't know if on air or off air, but that's what's really scary about it, is that's the exact spot, 2 in a row. Carolina is one of the exact spots where they would have bounced back after a bad loss to Boston. They would have had a good game. Or if you want to say the Boston game after Carolina, they would have bounced back and looked a lot better. That's been another one of their traits that they've had.
Yeah.
Now they're just getting filled on every game. So I don't know.
No.
And
like
go ahead.
Can I ask you just Phyllis, are they going to pull out of this?
If they stay healthy, yes.
Yeah, I'm concerned. I am concerned.
They're too talented to miss the playoffs.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you what I have more faith in, okay, than the Leafs right now, is that it's not a great league right now filled with a lot of good, solid teams. I have more faith that there's other struggling teams for the Leafs to get back in this than I do because the Leafs are just going to play their way back into contention for the Atlantic Division.
Mid-HL right now.
I don't think that they're quite dead and buried right now.
They're not. 91 points mid-playoffs.
Based on the inconsistencies throughout the league right now, and including the Atlantic Division. Mm-hmm. Like I have less faith in other teams right now.
Boston staying this good, Montreal staying this hot, Ottawa staying this
It's so
good.
unpredictable.
It is.
It's a very unpredictable league right now, and we'll throw the Leafs in there, but we can also throw in half a dozen teams in the Eastern Conference.
My thoughts on playoffs.
That's where I think that the Leafs can find a way to maybe get back in this a little bit.
Not many teams have Matthews, Nylander, and Tavares. Not many, and Nyes, if you want to throw them in there too. Not many teams have a D-core that's veteran, proven, and experienced. Not many teams have goalies they trust. Now, all the things I just mentioned, aside from the elite guys, have gone terribly this year.
Yeah.
But this D-core is not terrible. We saw it last year be pretty damn good. Just last year.
Yeah.
Over summer, I don't think they aged so much they got terrible. The goalies have a chance to find it. Hopefully Woll comes back. Stolarz plays less, and he's able to come back. There are reasons for me to believe that, they should be okay. But it's perilous now. If you get a couple guys hurt,
well,
like the
Matthews
captain
for a long time.
And we are right where we were a year ago, questioning the health of the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Want to start with Berube's thought on the Matthews hit and go from there?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do 3 and 4, maybe.
Yeah. Let's go 3 first. Clip 3.
I think it's a penalty personally, but I'm not the referee. I don't like it. I don't like the hit. It's in a vulnerable position. So, whatever. I mean, nothing I can do about it.
So he didn't like the hit, but it didn't seem like the rest of his players were okay with the hit because it went uncontested, except the captain had to get up and
run into a brick wall
and go deal with it himself.
Yeah.
I would say that he was a bit on an island there. He's out there over on that side of the ice by himself, but I guess somebody's supposed to scream across the ice, the gloves off, going after him there.
You just beeline, Sammy.
Okay.
You just beeline.
If that's what you
I
want,
don't
that's
care
fine.
where you're coming from.
That's fine.
Okay? And again, it doesn't you don't have to take a suspension on it. You don't have to, but you just gotta say something. He's your best player. He's your highest paid guy. He's the face of your franchise. Come on, guys.
Yeah. Well, why don't we do you listen to Berube on the injury?
Yeah, sure. Let's listen to it. Good for.
We'll see tomorrow more than, I mean, right now it's lower body. We'll just see tomorrow how he is.
Does it seem serious?
I don't know exactly. I really can't give you guys a timeline or how serious it is right now. So, and I'm not sure when he heard it, to be honest with you.
Okay, that one's a little tricky,
That means something.
right?
I'm not sure when it happened, sort of thing. Not
Well-
sure if that's when he heard it.
For
Day to day.
just on face value,
Day to day.
we just assume that he heard it on that play.
Right. The coach
Right?
just told us he didn't.
So if he's suggesting that it may have not been on that play,
yeah.
that
But
he
he
may have,
didn't play after that play. So that could have been the one that just exacerbated whatever groin injury
Exactly.
he may have had.
exactly.
I don't know.
So he was hurt before that play.
I don't.
Is that what he's
Yes.
lending?
That's what I think is he's implying.
That he had been nursing something without any mention of it.
Listen, we got the Dakota ring out here, Kip. This is,
Yeah.
doing the best we can. But yeah,
Which is a problem in itself.
yeah.
Because we're right back to where we were before, where this guy is good enough to play, but
How many games left?
not good enough to feel like he doesn't need to protect anything.
Mm-hmm.
How many games left in the season?
64.
Sweet.
Yeah,
It's just, if he's out for a long period of time, that's when it really starts to get scary.
I think it's better if he's out a long period of time because it implies that it's something that can be fixed or whatever. If it's one of those, they do in another
What is a long
managing-
time for you?
If they're managing something,
weeks.
it looks like last year
3 weeks.
where he scored 33.
3 weeks is way too long. They will miss the playoffs if he's out 3 weeks. There's not a chance that Tavares can carry the mail for 3 weeks and leave yourself in a position
I have no idea.
to make the playoffs. In my opinion,
Is that a long time? 3 weeks is a long time, right?
Ish.
Yeah.
well, 3 weeks takes you well past.
Season's what, 7 months long? So you're looking at almost one of the 7?
3
Yeah.
weeks takes you well past
American Thanksgiving.
American Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And we all know what statistics tells us about if you're on the outside at American Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
They've had one of the softest schedules. They've barely been on the road. It's only going to get tougher.
What's interesting, too, is John Tavares is actually playing the fewest minutes of his NHL career this season. He's never had a lower average time on ice. He's averaging 17:37, which is not something.
I think it's working for him.
That's part of the reason. That's what I'm saying. Like, now if you ask him to play 19:37 against better competition.
What's David Kampf up to? Is he still not? Is he still pissed?
It's just not. Question. It's just a big ask for John Tavares right now to just try to carry this thing for 2 or 3 weeks, Sammy. That's my point. It's paper thin right now up the middle of the ice.
I just don't get the feeling that Thursday night versus the Kings, the puck drops. I don't think 34 is going to be in the lineup.
No, I don't think so either. But I am curious about the goalie.
Well, I mean, also the Marlies played today. They played an early game. Joseph Wall, speaking of the goalie, Joseph Wall played, I think, 3 goals on 20-something shots.
Today. Happened already.
Happened. That was a day game, yeah.
Oh.
Against Grand Rapids.
I can live with 3 on 27.
I think it was like 3 on, yeah, maybe around there.
HL's hard.
HL's hard, yep. First goal of the game was a breakaway, top corner, nice move. Yeah. What can you say? But
Stolarz.
The reason I brought that up is because Cowan wasn't in the lineup.
Didn't play today.
So I would imagine that's telling us that he's
coming back up.
He's rejoining the team.
Easton Cowan does 2 things. He works hard, and he has hands to make plays. Skilled.
Yeah.
They miss both of those things. He may never play in the minors again. They need him this year. You know what? I will say, I'll give you a W on one thing. I fought you on that, the idea that they needed him this year. They might need him this year.
I also said he could be back in a week.
Yeah.
This could be the W hour because now we're going to talk about Stolarz. So.
Yeah, no, I'm still not.
Okay. Let's play clip 5 on Stolarz' injury.
I don't believe that's serious. I think he'll be fine.
How did that happen, Anthony's?
I think it was a play that happened in the first period there. Kind of like a battle at the net, and he got a little bit stretched out. And something in the upper.
Do you think he'll be okay for Thursday?
Do I right now? I hope so. We'll see. I mean, we'll see.
What was the follow-up question? Will he play Thursday night?
Yeah.
Or would he be available?
He said, hope so.
I find this incredibly strange, this whole thing. Okay? Like, just strange is my first thought. Okay? First of all, he made 2 incredible saves early, eh?
Huge. Oh, that's the play Nick Robertson got buried on. The puck went to the far boards after that, and he got
it was like, okay, so that's a great sign.
Yeah. The stretch across and the followed up blocker save was unbelievable.
Oh, is that the stretch across he's talking about, or no? He's talking about some battle, some
Tweak.
other. Yeah.
So
I don't know who the hell.
Right in this area,
and then
inside, maybe the heart.
And then
I'm kidding. I'm knocked on wood there.
And then he can't go through 20 minutes without giving up that shot to former Toronto Maple Leaf
Steves.
Alex.
You can only hope to contain Stever.
Yeah,
right.
Steve-O, always loved
that one. That one hurt.
Oh,
yeah. Emotionally or on the
all
scoreboard?
Of it, all of it, everywhere. That one hurt. So he's at
goal in the game.
He's at 3 on 10 shots, and that to me would have been an easy pull. But he doesn't. He leaves him in.
Oh,
that's as bad as
2.5 minutes to go.
Gets.
2.5 minutes to go.
Jess wouldn't have let that one
I don't know if this question was asked in post game, but did you think about pulling him at that point? I would have loved to known.
I couldn't believe they didn't. I would have immediately got the hook.
Guys. Maybe they did. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times they just want to give guy intermission or whatever to pull him. They pulled him at intermission, right? And so this injury thing is maybe to help him save face. I don't know.
So, but correct me if I'm wrong. If I read it, I didn't see it on TV, but he approached the bench before.
After the second goal, apparently.
After the second goal.
Your Honor, may I approach the bench?
So we assume it was to say, I'm not feeling well, I felt something. What was that?
You're right. Yeah, no, I read this
What
too.
was that? What are you saying at that point?
After the second goal, he talked to the medical staff and stayed in the game.
Okay. So no different than in the playoffs where he went to the bench and he said, I assume I'm not feeling well.
Mhm.
And then he left after that, right? Against Florida in the playoffs?
There's no
Yeah.
barf involved in this one.
I don't remember the exact.
No.
Was there a
Order of
barf involved? I
events.
didn't see any.
No bar
Projectile.
free zone.
So are the trips to the bench to say, keep an eye out for me? I may be not right. Here's the question. Did he pull himself last night?
Or
Did he
they
did he
pull him?
forewarn them that I could come out?
All I
That's
know
the way
is
I read it.
I think they reached a consensus after the first period that, if you're not feeling great and it's not going great, maybe we just sit this one out.
But did he if you were in court, did he lead the witness?
Was there a second shooter on the grassy knoll?
I think it was. There's a lot of.
Conjecture.
Yeah. Where there's smoke, there's fire, Kip. That's what I'll say on this.
There's been some smoke.
There's been some smoke. And there may be a fire in the dressing room.
You think? What do you
think?
getting at?
I'm getting at where
Badgering the witness.
he
You can't
Yeah.
handle it.
was he feeling the pressure? Did he pull himself? Did he take himself out of that environment? Because I can tell you, through all my years of playing pro, I got news for you. It happens.
Goalies pull themselves.
Yes.
I would say that I would probably like him to not be present on Thursday night.
Regardless. Just
Like if he's starting Thursday night, I think
you ready
it
for
kinda,
a Hill to
Can
be
I ask you something?
Yes.
combo? Okay.
How bad is it on a Tuesday that you can't finish a game, but then
Coach thinks
48 hours later you're fine
That's
to
what
play?
I mean. That's why
Please tell me.
I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You
How?
can't handle the truth.
Kip, it would have to be a cold. Nothing heals in that time frame. Nothing that you can pull, strain, whatever is healed
Yeah.
48 hours later or 46 hours later, whatever it is by the time they get going.
And the other thing that
The weird
I
one.
find really, really strange is that how often when we're talking about injuries and how secretive they are, upper body and lower body, that someone asks Craig Berube, like, when it happened, how it happened, and he starts going into the first period and this and that's like, you never hear any coach go any more detailed as, we'll have more tomorrow.
Or I have no idea.
Or he thinks
What's he said that's more than that?
well, he made a bit of a description of where he thought he might have got hurt in the first period, and you don't even get that anymore from anybody.
Like, you think
He's trying to bail him out,
Or
protect his guys a little bit.
how does the Shakespeare saying go about?
He doth protest too much.
I kind of feel like he's sitting there going to everybody, and then there's I expect him to kind of play Thursday. I don't think it's serious, and I think, I hope he's available Thursday.
Right.
It's almost like, again, he's trying to send a message, I think, a little bit to his goalie that, it ain't that bad, bud. Get back in there.
Well,
We
that's
need you.
even if it's not healed, doesn't mean you can't play. Lots of guys play through things, and maybe there's some pressure on these guys because if you, as you put it, 3 weeks without them could be the season. So,
Okay.
All right.
Oh, it's only been 35
Hold
minutes.
on. While we're at Stolar's,
Oh boy.
the other thing I've been real consistent on,
I know.
okay?
I put the stat in the lineup for you, buddy.
Just read the thing.
Okay.
Okay, and it's not about that, but go ahead and read the stat.
I'll let you get
No.
another W today,
No,
okay?
it's okay.
Anthony
That's not the
Stolar's,
W I'm looking at.
Anthony Stolar's NHL rank since calling out his team after a loss on October 18th. That does not include the games played on that night. 405 goals against average, worst in the NHL. 874 save percentage, second worst, and that's minimum 200 shots faced.
This season started a week before that stat.
So
he's been bad all
though.
year. He wasn't like a
No, he got
920,
worse.
then he
got
said
worse
something.
after that. He got worse.
By like a puck in the net at most.
That's a big deal to goalies, a puck in the net per game.
No, not per game. I'm saying he's been total. He's been bad. He
No.
was bad.
It got a lot worse. He got a lot worse. I'm sorry, but he did. And I think he's having trouble. I think it rattled him. I do. But that's not the W, boys. I'm going to tell you this right now, and I've told you this earlier in the year, okay? He's not built to start out of the gate like he's on pace for 60 games.
Yeah.
It was just, he's not that guy. And I think
You're not that guy, pal.
there's
You're not
parts
that
of
guy,
him
pal.
right now that are realizing I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
He is not, and I know he got them by default because Joe Wall had to leave.
He was put in a bad spot. The team has
But-
played
but
terrible
he's-
defense in front of him, and he's handed a terrible schedule, okay?
He's not a 50-game goalie. He's not a 45.
He might be a
He's
50-game
30.
goalie if he didn't have to
No.
play a 70-game pace to start.
No, never, ever. He's not built for this. He's not.
We'll never know
He's-
because they couldn't
he's-
space it properly.
He's a really good backup goalie. That's all he is.
Oh, come
Okay?
on now. Kip, we have no idea.
He's not built mentally to handle
All right.
the starts that he had physically, mentally, or emotionally.
I'll let you talk mentally. That's fine. That might be the case. Physically, there's no reason to think he couldn't be the
He's
same
got
goalie.
bone-on-bone knees.
I know
Don't
he
tell me
does.
that that's not the case either.
I know. He didn't have the chance this year to do it properly.
No.
He was handed every start.
You're
for the
asking
first
him to do
month.
something
Fifth
that
in the
he's
league in
never
starts,
done
13 starts.
before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now in
And-
his career.
And he couldn't prepare for it. And on top of that, they have played so badly in front of him. It's been a totally different environment from what he'd be used to.
The man is hurt.
I'm hurt.
We've always said that he's susceptible to injuries.
Mhm.
And it wasn't if he was going to get hurt, it was when he was going to get hurt. And it was last night.
Unless it's the first thing you said and it's mental.
Let's go to break. It's
We got a break.
4:56.
Ugh,
But yeah,
anyways.
yeah, let's go.
Oh, my
We
goodness.
should probably talk about the coach after the break. Too.
It's only November.
Yeah.
Playoff form.
We got guests waiting to come see us.
Okay.
too.
Take a quick break. More on our Leaf Edition hour of the Real Kyper and Bourne Show when we return. Welcome back to the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee.
So I sent out. I feel bad because I thought we'd have more time to do a mailbag here, but we yelled at each other
Listen,
for 36 minutes.
I probably came across like a real jerk calling Stolars.
Wolfie-
I like
old-
Stolars.
old
I think
Wolf
he's
over there.
I think he's very talented. My whole point in all of this, and it's not that I'm labeling him a backup goalie. I'm just the point I wanted to make more than anything is he's just never been a legitimate starting type of goalie. It's new to him. There's a ton of pressure that comes with it. You made a point off air that, certainly hasn't helped, which is
Oh, Mike.
yeah,
Just Joseph Wool.
Joseph Woll.
And it's unfortunate for both Wool and Stolars, but it really piled on Stolars
Yes.
at a time when the team was struggling defensively to have to say, it's you or nobody. You're shouldering the load here.
And when you haven't done it before over 10 plus years as a pro, it's just really hard. I do feel for Stolars under that scenario. I
mean,
really do.
He operated with no net for the first time in his career this year. And I think it's safe to say he fell off the high wire. It's maybe time to
Yeah.
climb back on, and Wool could be
And
that net for
I
him.
don't know. Are we going to see Joseph Woll as early as Saturday?
I'm like, for whatever reason, whether it's talking to you or other people, I'm convinced he plays Saturday night versus Chicago.
And don't underestimate the pressure on that guy coming in Saturday night at home. Are they on a 4-game losing streak,
Oh, my
or are they feeling good coming off a solid win tomorrow night?
Did you say at home on Saturday? It's in Chicago.
Oh, is it
right?
in
It's
Chicago? Okay, thanks for clearing it
Yeah,
up for
yeah,
me.
it is in Chicago.
There's only 22,000 people there.
Yeah, even tougher environment, by the way.
And Bedard can't
Kid.
shoot that puck at all. We got a couple. I mean, I sent out the mailbag text or tweet today, which, boy, it's been a bit of a radioactive mentions today.
Yeah.
But I mean, one of the biggest questions, I bet you guys can guess, is about the coach.
Mm.
And is it too early to have this conversation?
The one thing I just want to point out is I saw multiple places people be like, oh, it's Derek Lalonde, or whatever. The assistant coach does not come in and change a team's structure. The head coach is the one who dictates these things.
Yes.
And it's silly to imply that someone else would have any say. And also, if someone did change something and it wasn't working, it's incumbent on the head coach to say, no, we're not doing that anymore.
The other thing, too, is I've been around a lot of situations when there's changes like that, and Derek Lalonde's coming in off being a head coach in Detroit. Those assistant coaches that go back are very conscientious of not overstepping their boundaries and not getting too much involved with the players unless everything goes through the head coach first. They're on eggshells.
Totally.
Derek Lalonde doesn't really factor in right now, in my opinion, on a lot of this right now.
No, not at all. So that was just one thing I wanted to step out. However, it does fall on the head coach who, he's taken a rough ride in the media and I think through the fans.
I want to make it clear, like, I think his intentions are very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought last year that there was a team that totally bought into his system, and they gave up a lot of shots last year, but to get to the front of the net was a total, it was hard to get to the middle of the ice against them. They really denied the middle of the ice. I mean, that hasn't happened this year. Like, what would have to happen? That's what I want to know. Like, what extent
Are you talking about a coaching change?
Yes. Like, what extent are they desperate to save this season?
I mean, no chance, in my opinion.
I don't think so either.
Unheard of. He's 14 months into his tenure.
I disagree. I think there's a chance that if things don't improve in the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks, they're under pressure to still try to salvage this season.
That's what I mean.
Okay?
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Keith Pelly just came in and basically said it's him and Tree.
Oh, yeah?
I trust
Go
these
read some
two
of
guys.
Pelly's quotes 3 weeks ago. It's go time.
Yeah.
You can't go from it's go time to
We'll get him next year.
we'll get him next year. Unacceptable.
win.
He's in. Pelly's gone on record. He's in. We're going to do whatever we can at the trade deadline. We had salary cap issues before. We don't now. Look at the age of our team. It's go time.
That 2028 first, somebody's got to put that in a vault and dig it into the ground like a time capsule so you can't find it. Like,
So
No trading that.
hold on
you
to
got
that.
Matthews in his prime. You got Willie. You gave up your first rounder next year. You gave up the first rounder the year next. Go time.
Yeah. I just, it would be a colossal admission of failure for Brad Treliving to fire a guy 14 months after he hired him.
That might
whatever.
not be his call.
Yeah.
Okay. There's people above Brad. They need results. And you cannot miss the playoffs. I'm sorry, but we're talking about tens of millions of dollars for a gate.
Yeah.
You can't leave that money on the table right now in November.
Here's my criticism as someone who can't see a difference in the system they're playing. And I was a video coach. I've watched systems closely. I think they're playing the same structure as last year. What I see is that when things go good, guys buy in further to the system and they play it tighter and they just take care of their own work. I see guys overcompensating, running out of position because they don't trust one another, and then pucks go in the net and it happens more and you buy in less and you're doing too much. Oliver Ekman-Larsson had some good quotes. It was in a Jonas Siegel piece today where he talked about how I think we actually need to do less. I wonder if I can find this. Yeah, here we go. Sometimes it sounds weird, but taking a step back and trusting your teammates and trusting everybody's doing their job. And you have to do your job. I know everyone wants to be a difference maker. I know everyone wants to make that player block or whatever it is, but sometimes you just have to let it come to you. I don't see anyone on the Leafs letting it come to them. They're running around like chickens with their heads cut off. And that, to me, does reflect on coaching.
Yeah. I'm almost past X's and O's systems. I'm right down to they're emotionally inept.
Yeah. I mean, listen, this team
They're
has
just
never been
Emotional
charged.
Emotional IQ. They are missing it.
Mm-hmm.
Start there.
You're talking about the game.
But is that-
what it needs when it needs?
But is that coaching? Or is that
But I think
that falls on my other theory last week that I called them not right.
is that instinct? Or is that
Scotty Bowman, Sam Pollock? They'd all be in big trouble right now with this group.
Yeah, no one could coax it out of.
It's It's just when they wake up in the mirror and they go, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, or I'm tired of the way they're talking about us, and just go down with a fight. If you're going to go down swinging, please. This town.
That's how Leafs fans feel.
This town.
No doubt that's how they feel.
A championship would be great.
Yeah,
But
Losing while going down swinging, also great.
They need fighters, man. I know people are still crushed about the World Series, but there's so much pride still in a Torontonian that followed that story. Yeah. They want pride.
Yeah.
They want Wendell pride and Dougie pride, not
Tucker.
Not last night. Pride.
This is another mailbag thing. This is from Leafs fan Ledsy. Imagine you get to walk into the players only meeting. What's the first thing you're doing in that room? They all clearly need to shake the cobwebs off. Do you go and yell? Do you go on a team bonding thing? Do they all need to go on a trip with Aaron Rodgers for a few? What do you propose or say if you got to walk into that player only meeting?
I mean, you're not going to guys don't yell at each other like that in a players meeting. Players meetings are a lot more discussion than coach-based meetings.
What would you say? You do.
And to me, it's a lot of what OEL is talking about. Where it's just taking care of your own job.
What can each one of you do to help the team get better? What do you like? It's true, that soundbite. Like, what is it exactly you do? What is your role? What is your contribution? Is it to put the puck in the net? Is it to keep it out? Is it to create energy? Is it to kill a penalty? Is it like there's a lot of question marks right now for a lot of guys.
Yeah, you know what I would do? There goes Chicago. What's the best Irish pub in Chicago? Team Builder Friday night, Chicago.
Sounds like that happened in Philly, though. They had their Halloween party. Everyone got twisted and they won.
Everybody on Friday night meet at Patty's Bar. On the Chicago River.
I'll tell you
they wouldn't be the first ones to play guilty.
Every single guy has to be there, and it's a minimum of 6 Guinnesses each, and just get after it.
I'll tell you this,
they don't do that anymore.
Well, they should.
I know.
It only works so many times, though. And if they just did it in Philly, if the solution is every other weekend get wasted on the road,
it is.
Sam, it's not.
Well, guess what? Sitting in your room and playing Xbox isn't working either. So
yeah, you're just throwing stuff at the wall now.
Team builder time.
It's something else. I know.
Yeah, I think those days are gone.
Hey,
maybe a good video tournament.
Our junior coach used to say, F, fight, or hold the light. Just do something.
I had another one here that I wanted to read. It was about, it's so negative. Hypothetical.
Well, we'll turn it into a positive.
Hypothetical. We don't have much time.
Positive answers only.
No, we only have
What's
time.
that?
It's just, if the Leafs were somehow to miss the playoffs this year, then what?
Well, I don't think it has to be
1 minute,
a full strip it down sort of thing to change course.
Okay.
But I don't even want to think about it. They're not gonna. They're too good. There's my
there'll be some major changes, and
they're even money on both sides now.
To what?
Minus 110 to miss, minus 110 to make.
You just make necessary changes, but I don't think this is an organization that thinks that they should compete every year and make the playoffs, and you get right back on the horse, Sammy. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's enough good players here.
Trade some firsts. Some good players in here. Like a player like Carlo or Scott Lawton.
Hey, both capable of helping.
For sure.
Struggling right now.
They need to get healthy right now. That's the first start.
What an uplifting hour.
Buddy, what are you supposed to say? What did you like?
Thank goodness we got Garry Galley coming in next hour.
Save us, gals.
On our national program. Coming up next, more Real Kyper and Bourne after these words. All right, let's kick it up a notch on the Real Kyper and Bourne show. This is the national edition of our program. We are live on Sportsnet. Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, 960 in Calgary, and streaming on Sportsnet Plus. Our show is always available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Near a download wherever you are. This hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. In a few minutes, Garry Galley, former National Hockey Leaguer, does a great job on Sportsnet. Hockey Night in Canada will join us. I'm sure he'll want to talk Vancouver Canucks last night, who lost not just the game against Winnipeg, but Thatcher Demko for 2 or 3 weeks. He left after the first period. What is believed to be a lower body injury. We assume he pulled something. They say it's not related.
He didn't pop something.
Ugh.
His poplyitis.
Oh my God. I mean, if you're listening in Vancouver right now,
You didn't like my joke?
no, you know what you'd love because they hate the Leafs. There, go listen to our Leafs hour.
Yeah.
That'd be some easy listening.
Chicken soup for the old soul. Right
yeah.
there.
If you don't, if you're in Vancouver right now, driving along the seawall, you're like, I could do something.
Yeah.
I could do something.
Because you don't want to talk about this one.
No.
That would be a real problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, they've been through this before.
What do you, we talked about Stolarz and his injury proneness.
Yeah.
Could this just be unrelated? Nothing to worry about off you go? For Demko?
That's the sense. And if that's the case, then that's real good. But this is why, Lankinen, he's a good goalie.
Well, they didn't give him no money. They expect him to help.
This is why you have yourself covered. And it can be expensive, as you just mentioned.
$4.5 million.
But that's some serious insurance. And we're looking at another team in Canada, in Toronto, which they're looking at Joseph Woll coming in, and you hope that he can pick up where he left off, but no guarantees there. But if you're vulnerable in net, like, you have no shot at still making people believe you can make the playoffs. That's just a reality in today's NHL.
Yeah, it is. And, this is the exact reason, to your point, why you spent the money they spend, quite a bit on their crease. This year it's only 9.5. Next year it'll go up to $13 million for their 2 goalies. So hopefully Demko's, like you said, a couple weeks, and Lankinen holds the fort down.
Yeah, and the other thing too that you got to keep in mind is this is where teams have to be smart with term on contracts, and Demko was nice enough to re-up and not push them hard on a long-term deal, but looks like a really smart move when you're still dealing with a guy that's injury prone.
Yeah, I mean, he's just 29 years old, but to only get 3 years with his numbers speaks to something everyone is aware of, right? That no one is sure how long he's going to be able to do this for. So,
all right, let's welcome him in. You good, Sammy?
I was just going to say how many teams are in front of the Vancouver Canucks in the playoff picture now, and minus 10 goal differential.
It's tight.
Let's welcome in Garry Galley, former National Hockey Leaguer, Hockey Night in Canada, Sportsnet, always does a great job for us. Gals, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're good. We're just discussing Demko, and unfortunately, everything that he's gone through the last little while. We hope that's not the case this time around, but they are talking about maybe 2 or 3 weeks here. This is why you signed Lankinen, I guess, right?
Well, every time you have a player in a position that is at the utmost importance as that position, you always try to have something to fall back on. Some teams do even you look at the NFL, right? Your backup quarterback. Some teams have a backup quarterback. You can drop him in there and everything looks fine. The offense will run pretty much okay. And then you have a guy who goes in there and everyone at home goes, "Oh, this game's over. This isn't going to happen." So every team strives to have somebody to step in and be able to hold the fort when needed and when called upon. And oftentimes we get some really wonderful stories throughout the hockey season of players that step into positions and play, out of expectations and really step up their game and are able to really, really make a huge difference in the team moving forward. So that's what you hope for as an organization. That's what you hope for as a team, as a teammate. To have your other teammates back in situations like this. But yeah, these are tough moments in a hockey season when you lose players to injury and you really don't have anyone to replace them. You got to hope that next person up, and that's the mentality, steps up and plays to their capabilities.
Yeah, that next person up thing is obviously very important. 2 teams in Canada were kind of thinking they would have some next people up that didn't quite work out. Toronto and Edmonton. Both had success, playoffs, all that, obviously varying degrees of it, but both kind of did like a retool this offseason and built around their cores with some different guys, both having quite a few challenges out of the gate. Do you think that this is just both teams figuring out who they are, early season, waiting for chemistry, or are they worse than last year?
Edmonton has a habit of doing this. No, I mean, I kind of feel like this is the third season in a row we've seen Edmonton kind of sputter out of the gate. And I mentioned this on your show before that sometimes the games you play, the first 10 or 15 games of the season that you play, especially if you're a team that's gone deep into the playoffs, those are hard games to emotionally get up for and get ready to play. And the teams that you're playing against who didn't make the playoffs or are striving to get where you had gotten the year before, they're more dialed in, they're more focused, they're more laser sharp. And the team that has been to the finals now a couple of years in a row is maybe not emotionally as tied into the games as they should be. And it's not something that you actually can realize or catch. It shows up in the win-loss column, and it shows up in the way guys play. And it ends up that these games just don't seem to have the charge and the energy that you're used to playing in. So they've got to figure it out, and they have done that over the last few years. So you got to think that when you have two of the top, 3 or 4 players in the world on your team, that eventually they will find a way, and get themselves back in the hunt. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, I mean, the Eastern Conference is a strange animal. I think there's maybe only one team in that whole conference that's below 500. I think everybody other than Buffalo, I think, is 500 or above. Mm-hmm. And when you look at winning 2 or 3 games in a row can catapult you by 5 or 6 teams. For Toronto, yes, it's not a good looking start. But it's something that if they can, in the next game or two, they can catch a bit of fire, they can put themselves back in a good spot and hopefully get some confidence. I don't know what people see from the outside in. It's hard to know unless you're a fly on the wall in the locker room or you're around the team a lot. So a lot of times it's just what you kind of see from the outside. But, there's ways you can give information. You can, put sugar and honey on it and smooth it in. And there are times in a season where you smooth your information into your team and let them absorb it, give them opportunity. And then there are times you drive it in like a nail and you keep driving it. And to me, it seems like the expectation was that this team knows how to play when this season started. And I think there's a bit of disappointment that this team isn't playing to their capability. So now it seems to be it's getting driven in with a nail and a hammer. And how the players absorb it like that and how they play from that is going to be the telltale sign whether the kind of the bit of the tailspin continues or they kind of kick themselves out of it. They certainly have enough talent to have a better record than they have. But as you know, and talent isn't always the reason why you win. And certainly for Toronto, and again, a team that made a lot of changes. When you go back to even a year ago, or 2 years ago, look at the amount of changes in the front office, to their team, to their core. Now with Marner gone, there's just a lot of things this team has to get through and get back to where they think they should be. Now, whether they think they should be somewhere and they're not a good enough team to be there, I think that's going to spit itself out in the next 15 or 20 games. I think we'll have to wait that long to really know. But it's one of those things where right now they certainly don't look like I thought they were going to look.
You're watching and listening to Garry Galley, former National Hockey Leaguer. Does a great job on Sportsnet and Hockey Night in Canada. Gals, I just want to follow up a little bit on what you said. Now, you played almost 1,200 games, a lot longer than me. Do you recall in your career or even watching other top athletes go through maybe a funk where it's just, I don't know if it's a fatigue factor or what, but just where it just doesn't look like they have a ton of energy, or it's less about being in this fantasy world and more about just going to work every day? Because I watched Connor McDavid this year and Austin Matthews to a certain extent. They've been in the league probably like 10 years, and maybe Pettersson a little bit less, maybe 8 or 9 years. But I think of Connor McDavid right now, and I think about his last 18 months, 20 months, 2 Stanley Cup finals. How much training did he have in the offseason?
4 nations.
He got married. There was a wedding for Draisaitl. He's flying all over the place. The summers are short. How much training did he have? To your point, 4 nations, Olympics coming up. The demand on him, whether it is for commercial purposes or the league wanting him to be the face of something somewhere, Is there a certain point, like even in your career, and I know you weren't Connor McDavid or one of the top faces, but you can hit a rut?
Well, the answer obviously is yes, you can. Whether that's what's happening or not, it's hard to know. The crazy thing is every player wants all that on their plate. Like Connor McDavid wants to be in the Olympics. Connor McDavid wants to be at Four Nations. He wants to be a big part of it. He wants to win a Stanley Cup. All those things Connor McDavid really wants. And certainly I'm not Connor McDavid. I can't really tell you if he's fatigued or if he's not as emotionally attached to the games as you should be. It's one thing to come out, and I'm not saying this is Connor McDavid. I'm saying for any player who gets interviewed post-game or talks to people and says, hey, we're not playing well enough, we got to pick it up, or we got to give our heads, whatever the comments are about the team just not performing to its standard. It's easy to say the comments, but it's not so easy like to attach yourself to it if you're not emotionally attached. And to win at this level, you have to be emotionally attached. Did you see any of the video clips of the weddings over the summer in Montreal for the Canadiens, the guys who got married there? Like some of the videos and clips were fantastic. The energy and the fun they were having. And, and they came out this year and look at the start they've had. I mean, I just think that you can let any little thing bother you. It's the mental strength that the person has. Regarding whether it's a person that plays 30 minutes a game or a person that only plays 10 minutes a game, you still have to have that attachment and that laser focus to play those minutes, because those are all important minutes. When you're out there, the minutes are important. So it could be anybody who's just not really attached at the time, and you don't even realize it. I'm not saying these players are going, oh man, I'm just not. They don't even realize it. I just think it's kind of something that settles in. It's not a malaise. It's more just it happens, and it can happen to great players. It can happen to third, fourth line players or guys who are in and out of the lineup where they just can't seem to find it. I had moments in my career where I struggled for no apparent reason. I couldn't really figure out why, and it would bother you, and you go home and you think about it, and Nick, and certainly Bourne, as well. Like you take this game home with you. Mm-hmm. You don't just players just leave it at the rink. When I zip the bag up and I leave the room, I forget I'm a hockey player. Like that's just a bunch of crap. I mean, this game stays with you all the time, and when it's not going good, you can't get rid of it, even if you tried. It's sitting around you like like a bad odor, and it's amazing how fast it can turn too, because we've seen that too, where all of a sudden something happens, and it's like you said, a goal went off the seat of his pants and it went in, and all of a sudden he scored 10 goals in 10 games. You know what I mean? Like it's just sometimes it takes the littlest thing, you don't even know what it is, that turns it around. But there has to be some patience, and for players who have the kind of stardom of a Connor McDavid, you're going to have all the patience in the world for players like that, right? So that's something where that's why I said I'm not too worried about him. What you guys mentioned earlier about the other guys, the supporting cast players, the guys that they really need to step up and play to their capability to support the upper end, I think those are the players that you have to worry about and make sure that they're locked in and ready to go. Forcing it has to come naturally. You don't force it. You can't say, I'm going to be that person. No, it has to come naturally. And if it's not happening, it can really show up in the play of a hockey team.
Well, and the other side of that coin, gals, is like that's kind of what's going on with the Montreal Canadiens. I know they lost last night, but this year it's all good vibes. And you say you take it home with you. You take that success home too. And every meal you're at with the guys is more fun. You look forward to getting back to the rink, and that makes it easier to be there. Winning really does heal all. And for the Montreal Canadiens, I think getting this taste of real success, I think it builds on itself and it leads to more success.
They're fun to watch. I mean, They're just a fun team to watch because they seem to be like they're playing with the house money, even though they're not. They're earning every bit of it, but it seems like they're just out there playing with the house money. They're like, hey, yeah, we're just going to go and we're going to throw this young talent at it. But that's not really the truth, because Marty has done a wonderful job there. Not just Marty, but you got to go up to the management, coaching staff, everybody. They've done a really marvelous job. But Marty's personality rubs off on this team. And he's not a knee-jerk reaction person. He doesn't listen to outside noise at all. And that's what I really, really like about him. As much as the outside noise you can get in a place like Montreal or Toronto, he tends to absorb it and he decodes it, and he spits out information that basically is what he believes is going on with his team and what he believes he needs to do with his team. And his team, I think, super appreciate that. And he gives them opportunity to be successful. He lets them make mistakes. Even though they're a few years past being that young team we all knew, he's putting his finger down in other areas and expecting more. We don't hear about it or see it, but the players know it. And they've got some players who are really starting to develop some nice 200-foot games, young players who are showing signs of being really good, smart players. You see it in some of the decisions they're making. And you know what? How about the backup goalie? We talked about backup goalies. Like the backup goalie.
I think he might be the starting goalie soon.
Well, I mean, and again, there's something Marty St. Louis. Hey, Montembeault didn't know how to stop playing goalie overnight. The guy can play goalie. You got to give him an opportunity. He's going to give him every opportunity to be Samuel Montembeault. And I think as a player, you really respect that. You want that opportunity. But for Dobish, like, are you kidding me? Like, he loses one game and he loses it. Like, I'm like, what? The guy is, if he doesn't have the start he has, maybe we're not even talking about this. So there's where a guy comes in and plays, I wouldn't say over his expectations, because I think they really like him as a goalie, but he's playing to his expectations and maybe a little bit above. And it's given the Canadians a bit of breathing room. And they play for each other, and it's really obvious. And that's really, really fun to watch.
It's one thing to get out of if Marty St. Louis challenged them to get off to a good start, the next challenge is now managing success a little bit here. And if their eyes, they are as good as they think they are, and a lot of people are sitting there going, okay, why can't Montreal challenge for an Atlantic division right now? How difficult or not how difficult will that be on a young team? And they're coming off a fairly disappointing effort last night. But again, now how do they manage that going into the next few games against Dallas and Boston? That's a challenge, isn't it?
Well, the challenge for any good team is to never lose more than, what does he say? Never lose more than 2 games in a row. You never want to lose more than 2 games in a row. You want to shoot back as swiftly as possible. So the teams that lose a game and jump right back and win a game, they don't create these losing streaks that can put dents in your record. So for the Montreal Canadiens, there is no way that I would believe that the management team and the coaching staff sat in a room before the start of the season and said, hey, we're going to win the Atlantic Division this year. That should be a goal of ours. It is not. They're thrilled that they're there, I'm sure. But in my opinion, I don't think they're putting that kind of lofty goal on these bunch of kids yet. I think they want them to get in a good playoff spot, hold that playoff spot, get in the playoffs. And all the series that I did last year, that first series with Washington, I keep remembering that series. Even though it didn't go long, it was an absolute battle. And for a lot of people that thought, the smaller, not as physical Montreal Canadian team was going to get run over, the Montreal Canadiens didn't win that series, but they took a bite out of the Washington Capitals. And they took a bite out of them. And so they've got a taste of the playoffs now. So in my mind, I would be more like, get in a playoff spot. And like you said, Nick, take on the success and play with success and continue to have success moving into the playoffs. That's what I would think is the goal for that young team. And if they win the Atlantic Division at the end, well, then that's just gravy on top of it. But I think that they're more realistic and hopeful that this team is going to be a playoff team, but it's how they get into the playoffs. Let's don't, skid sideways into the parking spot, at the end of the day just to get in. Let's get ourselves assured in down the stretch so we can play properly and get into the playoffs and be ready to go.
Yeah, I was thinking about some of these young teams. Like 10 years ago when you went on that California road trip, it was a nightmare, right? You had the Daryl Sutter coach Kings, Joe Thornton, San Jose Sharks, and Getzlaff and Perry and Anaheim. It was a misery. And then it got really fun for a little while to go there and play those teams. As of today, all the California teams back in a playoff spot. Are you a believer in the Ducks and the Sharks?
Other than the Central Division, everything just seems to be topsy-turvy.
That's
right?
weird.
Central Division kind of looks like you think it could look.
Right.
Everything else, and we talked about this the last time, and I kept saying, when I come on next, let's see where everything's at. Well, not a heck of a lot has changed other than some good teams have fallen a little bit, and some of the other teams are still hanging around. I look at Anaheim, and, for their fan base and for their young players who have been through quite a bit over the last few years, and you could say the same thing about Buffalo. You could say the same thing about a team like Montreal over the years, the last little bit, with that struggle because they're going through the rebuild. That it's nice to see them having some success and feeling what success feels like.
Yeah.
And what that feeling is, because once you get it, you don't want to let it go. It's harder to pull it out from under your fingernails when you have it and you figure out how to do it. And I think, where Anaheim's going to end up at the end of the day is hopefully going to be a lot better than last year. Does it end up being a playoff spot? I don't know, but I do believe they're going to have a pretty good run and a much better season than they had, and that will bode well. And tip your hat to Joel Quenneville, who's been out of the game for a bit and has stepped in and seems to be doing a marvelous job there. And I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. But those young players have bought in. I think they've, adding Kreider, adding some of the pieces that Patty Verbeek has added there has really given that team a bit more confidence and some grit. And, they finally did the Gibson deal. That's gone. That's a lot of oxygen out of your room that you're getting back. Like, there's just a lot of sometimes it's just a bunch of little things that happen that create the big swell, right? And I see that happening there in Anaheim. And, it's good to see. And Los Angeles, man, when they started to struggle there for a period of time, I was like, whoa, this could go like really, really bad in LA. And then all of a sudden, they've turned it around. And with a guy like Kopi leading there, he's going to put everything pretty much on his back. And especially being his last year, they're not going to want to let him down in any way. So that team is going to battle hard.
Anaheim sitting at the top of the Pacific. Did they have a whoa moment last night playing against Colorado where they go, okay, we're good, but like Nate and Kale, yeah, we're not quite ready for that yet?
Well, they didn't have the Edmonton Oilers moment against the Avs.
True.
That was a lot different a moment. That was a pretty scary moment. So I was watching parts of that game. I was flipping. I was watching parts of that game, and I really thought Anaheim was holding their own there. They were holding their own for large parts of that game. That I don't think I think they're feeling it. And win, lose, whatever. I think that they're going, okay, they feel the change in their organization. They feel the change on the ice and on the bench. And like I said, I know that sometimes losing can just become losing, and winning is the same way. When you start to win and you figure out how to do it and you feel that feeling of it, I really believe this is a team that you got to, look at them a lot like Montreal. They're just a young team that is just excited to be winning and playing better. And they don't want it to stop. So yeah, you're going to have a few little bumps in the road, but those are the things you got to keep an eye on. How big are the speed bumps? Are the speed bumps a loss or two, or just one and they start winning? Or are the speed bumps 3 or 4 losses, or losing 4 of the next 6? Those are the things you'd worry about if you start seeing those. And that's add Chicago to the mix too. Look at Chicago, what's happening there. Connor Bedard is looks like a different player. I mean, not that he wasn't playing well before, but I'm saying he just looks like such a more confident player. Whatever he did in the offseason, and I heard that he really pushed himself and really did a lot of things to prepare. Whatever he did, he has come into this season with the utmost confidence that whatever he felt was holding him back, he doesn't feel is holding him back anymore.
Oh, you can see the work that he put in.
Well, yeah, he's faster for sure. And what's crazy is it's not just Bedard. The top 5 in scoring, top 4 is Bedard, Leo Carlsson, and Macklin Celebrini, all chasing Nate McKinnon. NHL's in a pretty good place for a few years going forward here.
Well, Olympic picks are going to be painful for some
who
people.
Do you leave off?
You always want to be part of the management of a team like that, right? And part of the coach. But when coaching staff, because it's an honor, it's an absolute honor. And these guys, they know it. But along with that, as you guys know, come extremely tough decisions. And you welcome those tough decisions. That's exactly what you want. Right. You want to have the toughest decisions. You want a half a dozen guys that are playing so well that it's excruciating to tell them that they're not going to be a part of it, because they're out there proving that they want to be and that they can be. And man, I'm certainly glad it's not me having to tell some of these guys at the end that they're not going to be a part of it. If this continues to go the way it's going, and what are we, 90 days out or something?
I think less actually now, right?
Yeah,
January 1st or something.
Yeah, could you imagine if these guys keep on that kind of roll? it's going to be awful tough. It's going to be, you guys are going to have some really good shows when that goes down.
Gals, before we let you go, you mentioned speed bumps. Can you tell our Sammy McKee that the Leafs are just going through a little bit of a speed bump, and they're just going to be fine moving forward?
Sammy, no worries, Sammy. The training wheels are still off the bike. They're still riding, so we're good. When they put those training wheels back on, it's never good. So they're off still. Little wobbling, but no scuffs.
No threat of missing the playoffs for you with the Leafs?
I don't think I would be on that road yet. No, not at all.
Okay. Gals.
It does feel like we're chasing them on a wobbly bike, though, and they're about to
There's a wobble going. There's a speed wobble there for sure.
Little
it's like
sweet.
when you let your kid go for the first time, you let that seat go, and you know that your wife's gonna kill you if you wipe up.
Which kid, the first or the third?
Yeah, by the third.
The first one, you got smarter by the third one. You let the older kid push him.
Yeah. Good point.
That's great.
Gals, great stuff as always, man. Thanks for doing this.
All right, you guys, take care. Enjoy.
Thanks, gals.
Garry Galley, former National Hockey Leaguer, great analyst on Sportsnet and Hockey Night in Canada.
I watched a bit of that Ducks and Avalanche after I was finished being a Wolf on Leafs Talk. That felt like a different sport than the Leafs are playing.
Wow.
The pace of that game
Yeah.
and the dynamic players. It just was like, oh my God. The Leafs have to play these teams?
It's funny because
Ducks look good. The Gals is right.
No,
like they hung in there. They hung in
They're big
there.
and they're heavy.
you know what's
hung in
funny
there.
is like
They look heavy anyways.
the Brendan Shanahan era Toronto Maple Leafs, the idea was that they saw where the game was going, speed and skill, and they went all in.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they got too far ahead of the curve, and now they've started to get heavier and meaner or whatever the idea is, slower. And you're watching the young teams.
I'm not sure that was the idea.
Yeah,
Slower.
but you're watching them go.
Oh, yeah.
Like they, and all of a sudden it's like that's a pace, man. There's some of these. That Anaheim team is
But these teams.
easily top. What is Bill Simmons called?
Oh,
them now?
the League Pass.
League
rankings.
Pass.
Yeah.
They're the League Pass team for the NHL.
And the
this year. If
Sharks.
You see 'em, you gotta watch
And
'em.
Sharkies.
Yeah.
But you look at those teams and you talk about how they're big and fast and young and whatever. Like Ducks still employ Ross Johnson. Sharks have Ryan Reeves. Habs have Jack Guy. Like they all still have a guy that can go out there and punch
Yeah,
your
they're
face
playing
in.
6 minutes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But the threat is there.
Yeah.
Threat is there.
They should get Ryan Reeves in Toronto. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Okay,
let's see if
with-
they'll take him back.
You think Austin would have liked them last night when Zadorov was burying him in the boards? You think he wouldn't have liked to see Ryan Reeves on the bench?
I think he would get more value out of that than Henry Thrun right now.
Henry Thrun.
Yeah.
That's a
Dominic-
guy, by the way, that
Yeah.
the
Like,
Leafs got.
the amount of messages I'm getting, just call up Villeneuve and Thrun. I'm like, oh my God. Game time?
Little game time, Sammy.
All right. It's game time. Presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. It's 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. I was panicking looking for the read while I was actually saying it out loud without the read. So
Nice work.
maybe we crossed a bridge here today. Game on Scotiabank Wednesday night hockey tonight. Our good friend Justin Bourne on the panel tonight with the Oilers in Philadelphia on the first game of a 7-game Eastern road trip. Yeah, it's a long
Philly?
one. The first game,
for the
the Oilers first game. So they, as you would imagine, the Oilers are pretty big favorites tonight. Minus 135 on the money line. Flyers plus 115. I wouldn't say I saw enough from Columbus, that Columbus game, to be like, the Oilers are back, but you'd have a hard time getting me to bet on the Flyers against the Oilers tonight. Other games on the ice. Devils in Chicago to take on the Blackhawks. Talk about speed there in that game. Devils are minus 160 favorites in that game. That's a big number. And the Tampa Bay Lightning are taking on the New York Rangers in Tampa. Lightning are faves, minus 130. Rangers plus 110 on the other side of the money line. And I have to give a quick shout out to our boy, Valley, who
Called.
just sickening stuff. He's
Robertson
he went
goal.
out of his way to call it
He
Jason
stopped
Robertson
it.
goal yesterday.
He's like, hey, you got your segment coming up? I'm like, yeah, we do. Who's next?
A few people noticed on social media. I
Yeah.
saw.
Yeah, I got like some bet slip DMs. I'm like, I probably should have done this.
Well, tune in next Tuesday.
Well, yeah, but
We'll make you some money.
well, I probably should have listened to him, considering I am doing the picks. Anyways, that was Game Time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's ever ordinary at Bet365. Must be 18 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. Can't do Jays stuff anymore in the
Why?
Bet365 because there's nothing really I'm not going to give out the World Series odds again. But the Jays news that's like trickling into my Twitter feed and like that they're going to be really aggressive, it's kind of helping me forget about Game 7.
Yeah.
Like I'm starting to get into
Oh,
transaction.
they're
mode.
going to spend a ton of money.
You think?
Jays,
You think so?
if they have to.
You
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
they're
they're not stopping now.
They're splashing.
They're splashing.
I think
money
splash,
won't be an
splash.
issue.
How many home dates did they get out of that playoff run? They must be like, oh, when we're good, we make a lot of money.
I just think they need really good reliever, a bow, an outfield bat, and a starter. Those 4 things.
No problem.
No problem.
No problem. Are they out there?
Yeah. The Rays released this guy, this psycho, Pete Fairbanks, who's always owned the Jays. Really, really hard heater, crazy eyes. I like him.
Well,
That's a guy I want.
they only had a guy or two who threw 100, and everyone they faced coming out of the.
He throws 100.
Yeah.
Hard. Anyways, go.
Tonight on Sportsnet, Edmonton and Philadelphia.
Yeah, I get to ask Leon Draisaitl a question. What would you ask him? You guys got any advice for me? I'm leaning towards asking him if he adjusts his game at all when it's a McDavid on your line night or a, hey, you're with Podkolzin and Roslovic night. Like, do you have to?
Yeah. Just ask him. You guys barely got by the other night, late. Is this a must win?
Must win against Philly in
Try
Game
that
19.
one.
How about
After he's been to the Cup final back-to-back
How
years.
about,
Like, no?
you know what? Kyper and Bourne and Sam are really, really sick of talking about your stupid slow starts.
Yeah.
What do you think about your
Yes.
slow starts? Ask him that
Yes.
More inclined to ask him about his beautiful practice hair. The morning he does the bucket list warm-up. It's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
look.
one. It is.
Pregame at 7 p.m. or 7:30?
Yeah, no, we're on at 7.
All right. And you're in for Hockey Hall of Famer Jen Botterill tonight.
I
That's a
am.
ton of pressure on you.
That is.
You know?
You gotta
Are you going to be okay?
Well, listen, I don't know. All you can do
What
is just
would
do your best when you get
you
there and
know
hope it's enough.
about
All right. Still more on Real Kyper and Bourne, including Nate McKinnon conversation. You mentioned the young guns
Yeah.
all around him.
Yeah.
But who's going to take over, Nate, who sits at the top of the mountain right now?
I'm afraid of that guy. He's a competitive hockey player.
That and more when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. Welcome back to the program. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. Reminder this hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. You
Hey.
talked. Go ahead.
I want to ask you a question. We watched that Leafs game last night against
Yeah.
Boston. Pasta scored the 400th goal of his career.
Yeah.
And the bench is cleared. His bench cleared
Yeah.
for a team celebration. 400.
Fives, of course. We
Of
just
course.
saw John
Team didn't
Tavares.
team didn't clear for that
Did it?
one.
Did they not?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they had their lunch fed to them.
Another reason the Leafs are connected.
400. Come on. He's going to get 600 in his career.
I know, but it's still, come on, it's a big number. It's a
you-
milestone. I'm okay with it.
You know what it is? It's
Yeah, I
the
don't know.
ML
If it was Matthews 400, you'd be like, this is
No,
all
that's
right.
not true.
It's the
That's not true.
MLB's 4 champagne celebrations on the way to winning the World Series.
Goggles?
Yeah.
Do they have goggles?
All right. You won the division.
Usually I'm the grump on stuff like that.
Or no, because you
and
know what?
we're opposite on that.
It lowers the bar. You have to request to the NHL in advance. that your team's allowed to
300,
come on
not
the
a
ice.
chance.
Really?
Yeah, you
Is
have
that
to,
true?
You have to
They had to
apply
clear
the
it.
league.
Yeah, the league cleared it, or else that's just
Yeah.
delay a
men?
game.
Has there
men?
ever
Too many men.
Too many, too many men. Delay a game.
so many twos? Minor. Anyway.
I see your argument a little bit.
Devalues it.
If they banned 400 goal celebrations off the bench, I wouldn't be crushed.
You're right, though. It's not like he's 38 years old. Pasta might get to 700 goals.
Yeah, like he's one of the game's all-time elite.
yeah,
he's 28 or
Yeah,
something.
he's
Like, he
really good.
just got
Nobody
started.
sticks it to the Leafs like him, eh?
He's the number 1 Leaf killer,
He is.
for sure. There's no.
Did he score a big goal at any point?
No Bergeron.
Are you joking?
Yes.
No Marchand, and this guy still can go and do.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that his game has evolved to the point where it is without the support that he had. Like, I thought that he would be a different player
I
with those
actually
guys.
thought they were going to show
Oh my
Game
God, what a
7
move.
OT winner.
What a move
That
is.
move is very much I love that move.
Yeah.
You like that? You pulled it off a few
Yeah,
times?
like I'm showing shot going backhand like everyone
Stop.
else does and just
I
stop
don't think
up.
I could ever have done that in the prime of my career.
I don't think I
You
could have
scored
done it against
62
a
in junior,
6'7"
man.
goalie.
Not shifty like that.
He shot it through goalies' hearts.
I had to
Punched it in the net.
Yeah, I had to like carry it over a goal line like a running back sometimes, but not that. That's
he's
a
a
heck
special
of a
player.
move.
No, I don't know. I really wouldn't say go as far as to say I like him, Pasternak, because it's.
I do.
But I think I got some respect for him.
Yeah.
He's really changed his game. Great player, man.
I want to stay on the Boston Bruins for a second because last night, another Leaf killer.
Steve's?
No,
Oh.
Zadorov.
Literally.
Well, at least he hurts the Leafs.
Yeah.
He doesn't kill the Leafs, but he
Right.
hurts them. Taking out Matthews, Lawton, the game before that at home. Yet he talked about not fighting Max Domi,
Yeah.
right? As a teammate of his,
Well, you want to play it?
where
I
they
have the clip.
played.
I have
I
the
know
clip.
you do. I know you do.
But you're spoiling it.
Talked about teammates
Spoilers.
with the London Knights. Let's have a listen to Zadorov.
He's my ex-teammate. You know, I won championship in OHL with him. I'm not gonna fight my friend. I mean, I see what he's doing and the way player he is, and his dad. They've been great to me. So I mean, I have respect to Max there to go after me, because I mean, for my style and then what I did to his teammates, I guess. But like I told Max, I'm like he's way. I mean, shorter than me and smaller than me, and like I'm not gonna. It's a lose-lose situation for me if I fight him, right? So there was no point for me to do anything there.
Okay.
Give him
Now-
the NBA too little.
Now, I am from the school of Brad May. Derek, are you listening? I am from the school of Brad May. Let's have a listen if you can dig that one
What?
up quick.
Oh, that's a lot to ask.
Wow.
I'd fight my mom
Oh,
to
there
win
we
another
go.
Stanley Cup.
One more time.
I'd fight my mom to win another Stanley Cup.
This guy
What a
can't
try.
fight Max Domi, an ex-teammate from years ago, and Brad could fight his mother today to win another Stanley Cup.
But honestly,
That's the only answer I want to hear.
that was the most condescending, dismissive.
Yes.
Like, it's just like that little fella. He's a friend of mine. I'm not, shoo shoo. Like it's the big giant who's just like, I can't be bothered sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's wrong on many accounts,
Yeah.
I think. And I don't want to hear that.
Oh, that made me mad. I thought that was the funniest thing ever because I
No,
thought he's clearly.
I don't want to hear any player saying that I won't do whatever it takes to win a hockey game.
But like I think he's shown over his career, he's got a pretty good sense of humor and he's got a pretty dry guy. Like I think that was purposely what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think he's being like, that's my old teammate. He's too small.
But I
That's what he was going
I
at.
do think there's something.
No,
in
I
the
think there's a
NHL.
level of truth to it.
You do?
Well, yeah, I do. And I know,
Here's
and
the headline.
listen, I know Max and Ty have like really helped this guy.
Oh, really?
Yes, as a member of the London Knights.
Yeah.
I heard that story years ago.
Interesting.
How he was very connected to the Domi family.
Mhm.
So I do believe that there's a level of truth to it, which is okay because I've had friends, right, that I've played against, competed. I just would never publicly say
Well,
that.
that's
Who's
the
your
headline
best
to
friend
me
that you
is,
fought?
Is this the death of no friends on the?
You know, one of the hardest fights I had was Scott Stevens when he got moved to St. Louis when he left the Washington Capitals for $1 million at the time, by the way.
Ooh.
And we're getting killed, and Brian Murray's in there saying Scott Stevens is having his way with you, and he owns you. And I'm like, okay, I've had enough of that. And yeah, I
Like
went
you
out.
specifically or the team?
The team, but when eyeballs stay on you longer than a split second,
Yeah.
he's talking to you too. So I'm like, I can't have that. I just can't have that.
So you fought Scott Stevens
I fought Scott Stevens.
and you guys are friends.
Yeah.
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 I just think of, and I know I reference it often because I just did the book with Sutters, but he talked about how the six brothers were in the NHL and they wouldn't talk to each other at all. And I believe a pair of his brothers did fight at one point, but like they don't
Primo brothers fought.
Primos.
Right.
Yes.
so not just friends, but like it didn't you couldn't get caught being a pal with a guy on the other team for a long time. And that's changed now. And I think you can see it. You can see that in today's NHL that you have friends on the other team. It's tough in hockey. You know, like in baseball, I get it. You're not physically competing for every inch the same way.
I mean, think about all the conversations over the year from a first baseman.
Well, that's
and
watching Vladdy in Game 7.
Exactly.
He's chatting to guys on
They're
first.
laughing there, but there's an acceptance there, right?
That drives me nuts.
Well, we're hockey guys.
Yeah.
So, yes, of course. But the puck goes into the corner with Scott Stevens or someone who you've had beers with a million times over. You still have to be willing to kill him or he won't come out.
The last thing you wanted to be accused of in my era was a deal maker.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't touch you, you don't touch me, and we're like none of that. If a teammate ever felt like you were cutting deals out there, you were toast.
Yeah. It's funny. So my dad, speaking of baseball, my dad and Clark Gillies obviously knew each other when they were younger from Houston, getting drafted to the Astros. They played each other rookie ball in Covington, Virginia at like 16, 17
They
years
played
old.
with each other there?
Yeah, they both got drafted by the Astros, and that's where they met each other.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that bizarre? And then so they went
Sick
back
athletes.
to
Jesus.
they went back to the WHL, and my dad was like, "Yes," because you can, they're friends now.
Yeah.
You're kind of in agreement that Clark's not going to murder you.
Oh, yeah.
I think you probably had some of those relationships where maybe some guys, not that they would let up on you, but they weren't going to kill you, weren't going to seek you out because they didn't hate you.
I think that's just human.
That's
behavior,
human
right?
nature,
That's
right?
human
Like,
nature.
But
Wasn't Berube going to kill you?
Yeah, and Bill McCreary saved me.
after today's show, oh, on the ice.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Not that,
I think he's got a few issues with his players first before he
Yeah.
gets to me.
I don't think they're worried about us either.
No, I don't think so either.
I mentioned Nate McKinnon
Yes.
and
Best player in the league?
just Garry Galley. We had a conversation on sometimes players hitting ruts, I guess, in their career. Like this, when's his rut? When his legs give out at 42?
But he's eating chickpea pasta. He's going to play till he's 40-something, yeah. He's one of those guys that, like, is a hockey nerd and a nutrition freak, and he's just going to do this until the motor runs out.
It would be really hard taking a night off with this guy in the same dressing room as you.
Yeah.
Like,
If you could
the
pick...
pressure you would feel to hold a standard with his is maybe the reason why he's already a Stanley Cup champion and maybe a second one this year.
Little tease for the broadcast we're doing tonight. We're going to look at players who you would start your franchise with today. You're trying to win a Stanley, as many Stanley Cups as you can, and you can think, hey, it could be Gavin McKenna if you wanted. It could also be Sidney Crosby if you wanted. Just who would be the guy? McKinnon's got to be in the mix. Like I know he's older. You're probably going younger.
So you're assuming that you're
Fantasy
starting
draft,
with all of
first
them
overall
at
pick.
18 years of age.
No, right
No.
now.
No, right now.
So you just get to keep him for a short period of time?
As long as you think he's going to be
well,
good
no
for
one's
it.
going to pick Sid. He's almost 40.
No, it's a perfect example of someone you wouldn't pick.
Right?
But you might pick McKinnon. He's 29.
No,
By the way,
I'm
not
going for the
He's-
youngest guy.
He's 30 years old.
I'm going for the youngest guy.
Yeah, as many
The
cracks at it as
best
you can.
youngest guy. So Celebrini would be at the top of my list.
Yep. Yeah, he's at the top of a lot of lists. To me, it's like Celebrini could turn into guys that currently are that. Connor McDavid, Nate McKinnon, but he might not.
I think he's destined.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
He's special.
Yeah.
You know what's going to be really fun at the Olympics? Celebrini, McDavid, and Crosby playing on the same line. Or McKinnon playing on I meant to say McKinnon.
I did
What
want
rink are they playing at?
They're playing
Lee side.
the ball hockey rink. The ball hockey rink.
Ted Reeve, maybe. I was going to ask you as we get closer to the Canadian selection, so we're 6 weeks away with that happening. Your thoughts on Celebrini, on Bedard, on the kids?
Yeah. I think one. I think you can only take one
Why?
because because there's something to experience and there's something to being a little bit more seasoned, and there's not enough room to take three of them.
One thing is you can take more guys on the Olympic roster than the Four
25.
Nations face-off.
25
versus
is the
23.
roster.
So you'll take an extra D and extra forward.
Yeah.
So one extra forward.
Yeah.
Konechny, Cirelli. You could 3, 4. There's a number of guys you could add.
I'm telling everybody right now. I know how this goes, and you guys do too. There's going to be some infuriating selections on this team that people are going to be pissed off about, and they will be pissed off about them until they win.
I think Tom Wilson will make the team now.
No, I guess.
You know why? We talked to Ryan Getzlaff on stage at the Lindros event, and he's a part of that whole thing. And he said that I think like Big E, like I love guys like Tom Wilson.
Yeah.
I think they're important. And
But there's something to be said that it's double IHF and not NHL sanctioned.
Yeah, they're not
We
fighting.
ain't seeing 3 fights in 9
head hits.
seconds.
No head hits, even if you hit the body first.
Tom Wilson is having a great year. 16 points in 16 games, +6, 9 goals, 7 assists. Not like he's not having a good year.
No. But like Suzuki is on the team. He's like the Selke front runner and well over point per game. Scheifele is MVP candidate by most of our agreement. Those two are locked. We like Celebrini. How many guys can you add?
Yeah.
And I think
Where are
Bennett
you on
stays.
returning? I think I was listening to one of the telecasts that maybe, and someone mentioned Hagel's not on the team, right?
Get out of here.
I'm
No
just saying.
chance.
They got, some people want Hagel off.
Oh, so you think he's on?
Yes. Yes, he's
Cirelli,
on.
right? And those
Cirelli's a tougher call.
but like, look at the head coach.
I know. And all
John
Cirelli does
Cooper.
is win, win, win no matter what. I mean, legitimately everywhere he's ever
And
played.
Tampa's going again.
I know.
I don't know. I just hope it's not the Tampa Bay Lightning bias that they just take them all.
Buddy, those are good hockey
Like, is
players.
Point on the team?
Point is like a lock.
Was he one of the guys that always was named?
I don't know if he was named, but he scores 40 or 50 goals a year.
Not
and
this year, bud.
90 points and
Not this year. He's got
Selke.
3 goals in 15 games, -9.
Yeah, they're all dash whatever in Florida.
Plays
And
for Tampa.
Well, in Florida, the state of Florida. Tampa and the Florida Panthers. They're all dash a million.
I just-
Sam Bennett's dash a million.
I just think
He's
there'll
going too.
be some regret. I like it. I do. I understand those guys, they have a role. But in years past, they've been really weird with taking some guys because you got to have a full team. When they left Sid off in 2006 and they got filled in.
The big question for me is,
Good point.
like, if Jordan Binnington is still in a rut,
Yeah.
he's going, isn't he?
Yes.
And you just hope he's, I don't know, okay.
I don't know. Like Logan Thompson to me is the clear guy now, but
And nobody still has any definitive reason why he just feels like he's been excluded.
no, but I
Right.
think all the coaching staff there seems to agree that they've had whatever lack of faith in him at some point in their careers. So he's surely overcome that by now.
You know who's going to be on the team? McDavid, who's going to be playing tonight.
Yes, he is.
I think he'll probably make it.
Yeah, Connor's got a good chance.
How about the German Olympic team too? I think they're involved, and they got Stutzla.
Stutzla,
Didn't say Stutzel.
because you're not Doug McLean.
Stutzla. They got Sider. They got Draisaitl. Got some guys. JJ Peterka. Got some guys.
Germany's okay.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun, assuming there's a ring for them to play in.
Oh my God! If this is a thing,
It is a thing.
But
They
like,
said-
if it-
Elliot wrote a whole article about they're sending people over there to check it out and make sure it's going to be functional
so imagine they're just like, we'll do the Olympic hockey.
in a smaller rink in a different part
UBS.
of
No,
Italy.
UBS after all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do
it's
it,
like-
Long Island. Let's go.
There's some Italians there.
Oh, Schaefer, get him on the team.
Our thanks to Garry
Lots of
Galley,
Italians there.
former National Hockey Leaguer. Always does a great job. 4 games on tap tonight, including the signature one that will feature our very own Justin Bourne, Edmonton at Philadelphia. We're back tomorrow once again on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Have a great night, everybody.